Welcome back. It's 20 to 12. You're watching Britain's Newsroom with Charlie and Miriam.
Now, the statue of Sir Winston Churchill in Parliament Square has been defaced with graffiti. The words Zionist war criminal and Free Palestine have been spray painted in red across the statue of the great British former Prime Minister.
Well, Churchill's statue, which was cordoned off following the incident, has been the target of left-wing activists in recent years.
Right, our national reporter Will Godley joins us now live. Will, what can you tell us about this incident and how the Metropolitan Police has responded?
Well, Charlie, Miriam, good morning to you. Yeah, from the Winston Churchill statue, looking rather different now to how it did earlier this morning when red paint was sprayed across it just after 4 o'clock this morning, and pro-Palestinian graffiti was painted across it. You can see now the jet washer who arrived here at 7 o'clock this morning has been working tirelessly to remove that paint, and as of now most of the paint has gone from the statue of the former Prime Minister. But earlier this morning when people were coming to work, it read on the base under where it says Churchill, Zionist war criminal. Over the torso of Winston Churchill it said Free, Free Palestine, and other slogans painted on the statue include Stop the Genocide, Never Again is Now, Globalise the Intifada, and also a phrase in Dutch which appears to translate to Greetings from The Hague. Well, the Metropolitan Police has released a statement this morning after this incident. I can read it to you now. Met Police spokesperson said shortly after 4 o'clock on Friday the 27th of February, today, a man was seen spraying graffiti on the statue of Winston Churchill in Parliament Square. The first officers were on the scene within 2 minutes. The man, who is 38, was arrested on suspicion of racially aggravated criminal damage, and as of this morning he remains in custody. Earlier on GB News, Matt Vickers, the shadow immigration and crime minister, reacted to this vandalism.
This is an attack on democracy. It's an attack on this country, its culture and its history. It's disgraceful. The police need to get down there and the person responsible needs to be held to account and have the book thrown at them.
Well, on GB News, we also heard from the Transport Secretary, Heidi Alexander, who described the graffiti here as abhorrent, and the Greater London Authority said they were appalled by this vandalism. Of course, it isn't the first time the statue behind me has been vandalised. Back in 2020, you remember during the Black Lives Matter protest, the statue here was vandalised with Churchill crossed out, and underneath it, it was written in black spray paint, "Was a racist." This time, some 5.5, 6 years on, it's red graffiti, this time pro-Palestinian graffiti. As of now, most of the paint has been removed and a 38-year-old man remains in custody.
Will Godley in Parliament Square, thank you very much for that report.
I think we'll leave it there, at risk of getting in trouble. Right, Up next, I wonder what the Green Party leader, Zach Polanski, thinks about Nigel Farage saying the by-election... Sorry, lovely shot of Will there walking away. Hey, a reporter so nice we had to...
Your passwords are your passwords, only for your eyes. But how safe is your phone or laptop or tablet? Well, watch this. I press one button and my phone is now shielded from hackers and prying eyes. ExpressVPN is your protector. Yes, you can protect all your passwords fast across multiple devices with ExpressVPN. Premium, fast and highly secure. Get big peace of mind for a low cost. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code to get up to 75% off, plus 4 extra months free, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Protect your online life today.
Now, a man has been arrested after a statue of Sir Winston Churchill in Parliament Square was defaced with graffiti.
Yes, the words Zionist war criminal and Free Palestine have been spray painted in red across the statue of our former Prime Minister.
Well, moments ago, the Home Office released a statement condemning the statue graffiti, saying that Sir Winston Churchill is a figure of great national pride. The vile vandals defacing this statue are a disgrace.
OK, and when you're finished banging your head against the brick wall or desk or whatever you're banging the head against, we are as well. Let's go to GB News national reporter Will Godley, who is explaining this latest dose of madness. Will.
Well, Dawn, Cameron, good afternoon to you. Yeah, from the Winston Churchill statue. Now that red paint has been removed from the statue behind me. The jet washer who arrived on the scene here at 7 o'clock this morning, tasked with removing that red paint, has cleared off in the last few minutes. His work now finished. And what's happening here is officials are fencing off the statue with some metal fencing with a radius of about 1.5 to 2 metres from the statue, preventing anybody from getting access to the statue of the former wartime Prime Minister. Today, this is of course after the incident that took place here in the early hours of this morning when red paint was sprayed onto the Winston Churchill statue and pro-Palestinian graffiti was put onto the statue with phrases including Zionist war criminal, free Palestine, stop the genocide, never again is now, globalise the Intifada, and also a phrase in Dutch which appears to translate to greetings from The Hague, all painted onto the statue of the former Prime Minister here just after 4 o'clock this morning. And the Metropolitan Police were quick to get onto the scene, and they have today released a statement. I can read it to you now, saying shortly after 4 o'clock this morning, a man was seen spraying graffiti on a statue of Winston Churchill in Parliament Square. The first officers were on the scene within 2 minutes. The man, who is 38, was arrested on suspicion of racially aggravated criminal damage, and he this afternoon remains in custody. Well, in the last hour or so, we've also heard reaction from Downing Street. A Number 10 spokesperson has described what's happened here as a disgrace, saying it's completely abhorrent, saying that Churchill was a great Britain, and they went on to say, we are glad the police have made an arrest. The perpetrators must be held to account. But as of here, the statue has now been fully cleaned after what was earlier red graffiti sprayed all over the Winston Churchill statue.
Will Godley, thank you so much. You know, the most heartbreaking thing about that is not that idiot in the background there, but the fact that we're now fencing off statues of Winston Churchill.
It's insane.
Because people are upset.
What would the British people think in 1945 if they knew 80 years later that sort of thing would be happening on a too regular basis as well? This isn't the first incident when it comes to the Winston Churchill statue.
Couldn't make it up, could you? OK, this is Good Afternoon on GB News. There's lots more coming up on today's show.
Including Mike Tyndall has been